How's it going, guys? There's been some changes since my last update. My diamond Watchman goby was found carpet surfing. I've replaced it with a much smaller orange spotted Watchman goby. It doesn't seem to sip the sand as frequently as my diamond Watchman goby did. I ran the tank for about a month without any biopellets or carbon dosing. After no carbon dosing, I started using vinegar. I've hooked it up to a dosing pump and I've been doing 5 milliliters a day. It seems to have really helped. I've managed to get my alkalinity into a range where most of my corals are happy. My orange digitata is doing really well now. It hasn't been looking this good for a couple months. This is probably about a month's worth of growth. About the time when I stopped using biopellets, my wild acropora colony wasn't looking so hot. And during the period of no carbon dosing, some of it died off. Some of it also died off probably about 6 days ago. Part of the reason it wasn't doing so well about a week ago was that I moved it up into this spot from where it was before. I moved it up to this location because it seems like it was needing more light. I have a little frag of it right back here and it's doing really well. And it's really close up to the light. Whenever the main colony wasn't doing well, that frag was still looking great, so I figure maybe the light had a part in that. It has stopped dying off and it actually looks really good today. My tenuis also took a hit during the period of time when my wild acropora colony wasn't doing so well. I've managed to save a little portion of it and it seems like it's doing alright. We'll see if it starts growing. My Miami hurricane chalice is still hanging in there. I moved my pink Montipora colony down into the middle. I like it a little bit better down here. You might have noticed I've gotten a few new frags. I picked them up from Worldwide Corals. They shipped really well. They look pretty much identical to the pictures I saw on the listing. This is a Too Legit tenuis. Its bottom has been encrusting pretty well. This is an orange polyped green Montipora. It's been encrusting. And that is a pink polyp green Montipora that has been encrusting as well. This Jedi Mind Trick Montipora is doing really well. The edge has really started to glow. Can't really see in the camera, but it looks really good. The last two corals I picked up from them are right here. The one on the right, these are some bright orange zoanthids. The last thing I got is this rainbow rhodactis. This green Montipora is doing really well. It has been growing like crazy. I replaced my Vortec MP10 with another Jabao. This one is a PP8. My clams are doing really well. This Maxima is growing pretty fast, I would say. I haven't mentioned this before, but my Jurassic clam had a boring sponge. It was on the shell on the left. I tried to kill it with super glue. I just covered the whole side with super glue. The clam seemed to be fine with the super glue. but after about a week or so, the boring sponge would bore its way through the super glue, and you could see the sponge growing out of the super glue. I tried to do that a few times. It did seem to prevent it from growing quickly. I don't know if the boring sponge had any detrimental effect on the clam, but I didn't want it to get too big, and the sponge looked like it was starting to grow more mature, at least. Like, it was pretty small when I first had it, and then you could start seeing the tube and the sponge grow outside of the shell, and you could see at the new growth where the sponge was spreading through the shell. I decided to just put some cement epoxy over the whole thing. That was about 2 months ago, and I haven't really seen any boring sponge on the new growth. I think my zoanthid garden is getting attacked by asterinas. I previously got rid of them for a while. I used a harlequin shrimp. These purple hornets seem to have some bacteria growing on it from the vinegar dosing I've been doing. My acans are doing well. I just fed them the other day and they are looking pretty happy. Got some mushrooms down here. This German blue digitata is doing really well. My brain corals are doing well. My blastomusa has been growing slowly. My Duncan broke off of its plug that it was on finally because it was so big, and I just have it sitting on the sand bed, kind of like how I have my frog spawn coral, and it seems to be doing alright. I've traded in some more frog spawn frags. There's still probably about 10 heads or so down there. This Superman Montipora is doing really well. I've glued it onto a few rocks. My purple Pasillipora has been growing like crazy. My grafted Montipora is growing. You can see the bottom is growing straight down, and it seems like it's growing in a little bit green. The color of the frag has turned kind of goldish. It's got streaks of red. This rose bubble tip anemone is doing well. It hasn't moved. I moved this colony of green and black purplish zoanthids. I put my Mystic Montipora in the back. I'll probably just leave it there for now. Alright, so I might have gotten another tank. It's a 55 gallon. Currently, all I have in it is a bunch of rock, 2 Wyoming white clownfish, and 1 frog spawn coral frag, and 1 zoanthid frag, both from my main tank. There's probably about 60 pounds of bulk reef supply reef saver rock. My intentions with this tank are to cure the rocks. I'll show you my clownfish. I just had the lights off while I was filming the main tank video, and I think they kind of went to sleep already. They look really cool. They've been in here for a while, since February. This tank has been set up since January, the beginning of January. This tank is about 3 months old. There's the frog spawn coral. It was opened up a lot more today. It looked pretty good. I only have a 50 watt T5 light bulb on this. I think it's 5,000 K. Thanks for watching.